Hi there. So welcome. So I think some of you have probably been following me on my Instagram account, Koi in the UK, for the last couple of years, and I really appreciate your support there. And I've sort of had a few suggestions that maybe I should consider starting a YouTube channel and share some of my experiences in a little bit more detail that perhaps I can't sort of quite get across on the sort of Instagram. So here we are. I thought I'd give it a go. If you enjoy this video, then please subscribe, and I'll certainly hopefully make some more in the future. So what I wanted to talk about today was my experience of breeding spawning koi this year. It was something I have wanted to do for a couple of years now, and didn't really sort of have the right sort of setup to do that. I had a number of koi over the years that unfortunately have sort of been egg bound as they head into the winter, and that's never good for their health. So it's something I wanted to do partly for the health of some of my fish, but also just because it's fun and you kind of it's really exciting to sort of watch how koi fry develop from what are essentially sort of tiny shards of little transparent glass all the way up to adult fish. So I kind of want to share that journey with you as well. So the back end of July, I took a couple of males out and one female that was sort of really ready to spawn, and I put her into a sort of separate paddling pool on a sort of really sort of warm day, which actually I think the conditions were just right because there was a sort of storm sort of coming up sort of later that evening. So I think the air pressure and the conditions just really sort of lend themselves well to kind of triggering spawning. That evening, just as the rain started coming down and the storm kicked in, it sort of triggered them to sort of the male started chasing the female quite dramatically, and the next day there was just literally sort of a whole massive spawn everywhere, and here we are sort of a few months later with the end result, and you can see some of the fry that I've selected to grow on sat in the tank behind me. Now I wouldn't normally recommend keeping koi in a tank. I am doing it because I don't really want to keep these outside. I don't have a heated pond, so they're certainly not going to thrive very well in the winter conditions in the UK. This is only a sort of a temporary measure. I will probably move some on if they get too big, and I should also say there's quite a lengthy daily maintenance process to ensure that the conditions are really good for them. So they get sort of water changes every day. There's actually 3 internal filters, quite high-powered internal filters in there. So there's a lot of maintenance and a lot of care that sort of goes into making sure that the conditions are just right for them. But as I say, I wouldn't normally advocate keeping koi, certainly long term, in a fish tank. They grow fast and they grow big very quickly, so they're definitely better suited to sort of larger outdoor ponds. But for a short while, and certainly over the winter, it's quite nice to have them sat here in my living room. I can sort of see them pretty much all the time, and it has really allowed me to sort of monitor the changes. So as you can see from the spawning video, most of these are the product of a Beni Kikakuru female. So that's the red dragon koi, which is one of the sort of newer varieties that has sort of been produced in the last sort of decade or so. The male, well, there were 2 males. One was a Kikazui, which is a sort of metallic red and white Doitsu scaleless fish, and the other male was a Piratina white butterfly koi. So, and you can see that fish has a particularly beautiful finnage. So when I look at the fry, it's quite easy to distinguish which came from which father. Those that have the long finnage, it's already sort of apparent that they will develop longer fins, and those that came from the sort of Kikazuri line tend to have that more of a yellowish, darker look about them. And you can see that their fins are sort of a lot more sort of compact. So it's interesting to see how the 2 varieties are developing. So let's take a closer look at some of the fry. So here they are, whizzing around their tank. Such a pleasure to watch. So let's have a look at a few up close. This one here is a traditional Kikakuru. You can see it's quite silver at the moment, but the black and white is beginning to sort of come through, and it'll be interesting to see how it develops. This one here looks as though it's going to be a Beni Kikakuru, so the orange will eventually deepen. Lovely metallic sheen coming through on this fish though, really, really nice fish. And then this one you can see has the butterfly father, so you can see the sort of butterfly wings developing on the pec fins there. And then these are two of my favourites. So these are yellow and black Kikakuru dragon koi. Really lovely yellow sheen on these fish. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll make some more videos in the future. Thank you.